Welcome again to the New York podcast. Congratulations to Arsenal. That was a big win. It was absolutely needed, and it has a massive implication on the English Premier League title race. Not just the title race, but as well as the relegation battle. Because Spurs, well, it would be unfair for me to start with Spurs. Let me go back to Arsenal. Arsenal opened the lead to 5 points again from two. Because after the Manchester City win that closed the gap to 2 points, I do believe Arsenal was feeling the pressure. And I said, for me, that is going to be key in the title race, right? How Arsenal is going to control the pressure. And going forward, it is always going to be about the pressure. But what I saw today from Arsenal, and this is where I'm going to really commend them, it is handling the pressure. They were able to control the pressure as much as they were able to control possession because the possession was really solid. All right. They were pressing high, and I have not seen that in a long time. Remember in my preview, I talked about the walk rates. I talked about Arsenal used to really suffocate teams, right? So I saw a very, very high pressing that was super sharp. All right. And the transitions were quicker. And of course, the finishing was just very, very clinical. Now, that is the Arsenal I saw last season. That is the Arsenal I saw in the beginning of this season when I said this is going to be Arsenal season. So this was a complete performance, perhaps with the exception of the momentary lapse of concentration from Declan Rice. And I'm going to get to that point. Over to Spurs. Spurs are only 4 points away from the relegation zone, and it's not looking good. It is a relegation battle. Every single team in that relegation zone right now is really playing well. It is unfortunate. I mean, at the end of the day, 3 teams will be relegated. But, I mean, for Wolves, and even Wolves, all right, there are games we have seen them play really, really well. And for West Ham, they're also playing well. Burnley as well. So for Spurs, I think this is not looking good. They really have to compete, play very well to try to save themselves from that relegation zone. Because, I mean, I've been saying consistently, for me, this is the most competitive English Premier League I'm witnessing. All right, so that is a problem for Spurs. Let us go back to the game. Eberiche Eze. Eberiche Eze opened the scores for Gunners. And the reason why this is cracking me up is, I don't know. For Eze, this is beyond professional. This is personal. This is personal. This brother doesn't want to see Spurs at all. And one of these days, he needs to take an interview and tell us what this beef is all about. So he opened the scoring. And by the way, Eze now has 6 goals in the English Premier League this season. And 5 of those goals are against Spurs. Yes, a hat-trick in the Emirates. And today, he got the brace. Now, so please, Eze, take an interview and tell us why you don't like to see Spurs. And by the way, Spurs wanted to get Eze, but Eze didn't want to go to Spurs. And he's hosting Spurs right now. It is crazy. But anyways, 2 minutes from then, Colomwani leveled things up for Spurs. And that is what I talk about, a lapse of concentration from Declan Rice. It was a mistake, but Colomwani did very well, put Rice under pressure, one possession back, dribbled into the penalty area, and was able to score and level things up. But at that point, you would think, oh, we have a derby in our hands. But that was not the case. It was not the case. And talking about Declan Rice, right? I was, we're watching this game and also chatting at the same time. Some Arsenal fans were going off on Rice. And I was like, guys, cool down, take it easy. All right, we're talking about Declan Rice. Yes, that was a mistake. You don't expect a Declan Rice mistake like that. But it is what it is because I tell you what, in this current transfer market, Declan Rice is one of the few players that have been able to justify his price tag. And jokingly, I said Arsenal should take $20 million more and give it to West Ham because that is a massive signing. All right, it's not just about his productivity. It's not just about what you get from Declan Rice in terms of he's taking care of defensive lapses. He is running box to box. He's scoring goals when it's needed. He's providing assists. But that is a player with enormous character. His personality is very impressive. His effort, what he brings to the team as a whole is very, very impressive. So a guy like that, I mean, I can forgive him. Got to be honest. But anyways, Warney took advantage of that and he brought Spurs level. Like I said, you would think, well, we have a derby in our hands. But I always say this. I will never put my trust in Spurs. I would never do that. I'm sorry, Spurs. I'm sorry, Spurs fans, okay? But it's not something I'll do because Spurs is so unpredictable. And I'll continue to say this. They are like temperature. You don't know when they blow hot, when they blow cold. All right, that is just pause. In the second half, you can concede in the first minute, or maybe in the second minute, or maybe within 90 seconds. All right, but anyways, we're not gonna take anything away from Victor Gyökeres and that finish. It was world class. The strike, the pace, the control, and he put Arsenal into the lead 2-1. And it was all Arsenal at that point. Like I said, pressing was sharper. Transition was quicker. Finishing was clinical. You talk about the pressure, they control the pressure. All right. They suck the energy from the Spurs fans. And that is what you want to do when you're playing away, especially in a derby. All right. You want to make sure the fans are quiet as quicker as possible. And that is what Arsenal did in this game. All right. So Eberiche Eze, and I mentioned earlier, he doesn't like Spurs. So he got the third in about the 64th, 62nd minute. And Victor Gyökeres, 90 plus 4 minutes of added time, just bury things up. And that was it. Brits from Eze, Brits from Gyökeres. Arsenal got off 3 points. It is back 5 points. And the pressure is over to Manchester City. Now Arsenal can say they have a good breathing space. But I like what I saw. I've been talking about the work rates, but today I saw something different. I've been talking about the pressure, but today I saw something different. Arsenal was able to control the pressure. They were able to show, yes, they have the work rate. And that is what I saw the entire last season and the beginning of the season. And I said, this is going to be Arsenal season. And I still believe it's going to be their season, especially if they could just double down on this performance that I saw today. I think, especially with regards to the pressing, because that is their game. That is the part of that game that has really, really impressed me. So Arsenal, please, there is absolute chance that you win this English Premier League because Manchester City, honestly, is not even at their best. The way we've been seeing them play in the second half, and I've been talking about it, right, should be something that should encourage Arsenal to just keep winning. Because at some point, Manchester City, they are going to draw points. Certainly. So you want to just keep winning. But until then, let's see what happens. Everybody stay blessed and peace out.